Hainan Tzu Chi volunteer takes care of her partially paralyzed husband. A young firefighter responder died on duty, but the family takes pride in hero's sacrifice and legacy. Welcome to That Headlines. I'm Jenny Lee. Thank you for joining us. Hainan Tzu Chi volunteer Yo Ping has been taking care of her husband, who is paralyzed due to a cerebral hemorrhage. Yo Ping and the volunteers have worked hard to improve her husband's recovery. She said as long as one takes care of the heart, any challenge could be solved.
他毕竟还是和我这个同甘共苦了这几十年哦，我要感恩他。我们生活在一起一个家庭里，是不这种爱呢要互相循环的。我要爱他，他要爱我。
Yo Ping's husband had a cerebral hemorrhage last year. With a period of almost 2 years, Yo Ping took close care of her husband. The words on the wall represents the husband's love to his wife.
Sometimes I bring him up to pat his back and massage his hands. I do this all and he feels grateful when I look out for him. He writes, "Thank you, Yo Ping, grateful to Yo Ping" on the paper.
Remembering the promises made on the day of marriage, Yo Ping safeguards her husband even during his toughest times. A truly deeply connected couple, but most importantly is the Dharma friends that accompany them along the way.
You're doing great because you can move like this. Move your eyes upwards. Yes, now look downwards. Good job.
He smiles and says that when he is recovered, we may drink tea together.
Our team's Tzu Chi sisters have made their way to visit my husband, telling him to read and write Jingzi aphorisms. He understands it now, but my husband is unable to talk normally, but he still supports me doing recycling.
In the past, while the husband was healthy, he usually drives Yo Ping to do recycling. Now the son does the job. Yo Ping said that when facing life challenges, if we keep positive energy, anything can be resolved.
Taoyuan Township is located in the southeastern part of Yangon, Myanmar. Most of the residents held odd jobs and many lived in squatter houses. Tzu Chi volunteers from Myanmar cooperated with Yangon Ministry of Social Affairs to distribute rice and cooking oil to help the residents.
The distribution organized by Tzu Chi seems to be a big day in the town. The event has not yet started and there have been long queues. Each household can receive 16 kilograms of rice and 1 liter of cooking oil. This is the first time Tzu Chi has cooperated with the Yangon Ministry of Social Affairs. The minister also brought his wife to participate in the distribution.
It doesn't matter how much rice you save. The main reason is to inspire everyone to be kind and give love daily.
I'll encourage residents to save a handful of rice a day.
There are more than 70% of residents in Damban Township who earn a living by doing odd jobs. The tin houses seen along the riverbank are all in legal construction.
During the pandemic, we didn't have the job and even food. There's no extra money to pay the rent and we can only live here.
We just started selling salt in the community. During the pandemic, we couldn't sell it because there are not many people in the streets.
Life is gradually affected by the epidemic, and even eating meals is a problem.
In the past, I was waiting for my husband to earn money to buy rice for cooking. Now Tzu Chi has come to care and give us rice. I'm very grateful.
After receiving Tzu Chi's help, residents can temporarily put down their worries and continue to move forward after having enough food.
In China, Tzu Chi is a Tibetan township with a population of more than 5,000 people. Sichuan Tzu Chi volunteers deliver necessities, warmth, and care in chilly weather. They also drove to remote villages to visit those who could not come.
Tzu Chi volunteers have driven for 5 hours from Chengdu to Tzu Chi Tibetan Township with an altitude of 2,500 meters.
During the rainy season, there are a lot of rainstorms around Sichuan. In August, there was a mudslide in Tzu Chi Township. The disaster was serious. After learning about the situation, we assist the damage in September, working together with the government.
81-year-old Mrs. Liu only gets together with her children during New Year. She holds the hands of the volunteers.
You have traveled a long distance to deliver these supplies to us. This costs a lot of money. You deliver them to our houses, including rice and clothes. They are in good conditions.
The recipients put the supplies in baskets or carry them on their backs. Volunteers' mission in winter is not over yet.
There are not a lot of people on site because many residents live far away from the government. So we will go to residents' house in the afternoon. Some of them are 20 to 30 kilometers away.
As Tzu Chi has rebuilt Lusan Second High School in Ya'an, 10 male teachers have come to help out.
After our distribution today, we feel very warm. Many grandpas and grandmas at the distribution site were moved to tears. We also feel very touched.
Tzu Chi New York chapter in the U.S. has once again worked with All Saints Episcopal Church to distribute hot food and winter clothing during Thanksgiving.
Early in the morning at the Tzu Chi Center for Compassionate Relief in Manhattan, one can smell the fragrance of delicious meals. The delicious vegetarian dishes are specially prepared for the homeless in conjunction with Thanksgiving. To follow the tradition of eating sausages after Thanksgiving, volunteers replace it with vegetarian sausage. Outside the church at the opposite of the center, volunteers have already hung up the winter clothing according to gender, size, and type, just like a mini fashion boutique. Inside the church, Zhishaos packed the handmade cakes and cookies, enabling the receivers of these goods feel the festive mood. At 4:30 in the afternoon, the church started distributing the vegetarian meal boxes. After receiving the meal boxes, the homeless were excited to choose their winter clothes. Volunteers also assisted them in trying on the winter clothes.
That is a code for blessing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she wish this clothes is good for you, can keep you warm for the winter. And she donate, you like this size, right? Yeah. Do you like this one?
It's good.
Due to the pandemic, the distribution was held outdoors. The Thanksgiving meal, which was once a dine-in event in the church, has also changed into takeout meal boxes. The people that came to receive the aid were more than expected because the pandemic has caused their lives to become harder.
But I could use a large paper clip. Oh. I had that, but a large paper clip. I've had this jacket like 3 years, but this one's pretty...
As Herman is pointing out his spoiled zipper, that is his only winter coat. He lost his job due to the pandemic and has already collected the unemployment subsidy. He comes to the church every Saturday to collect hot food.
I'm getting a little bit of food stamps and a tiny bit of cash assistance till I find full-time work. But I'm glad for places like this where they can help the people and families.
The winter clothes provided by Tzu Chi during Thanksgiving is the most precious gift for this group of people. A cab driver who was passing by the area is also a victim of the pandemic. After receiving the winter clothes and hot food, he didn't forget to have a turn of hands.
Okay, you got it. Thank you. You help a lot for poor people like me. God bless you. God bless your children, your family.
Tzu Chi New York chapter has worked together with the All Saints Episcopal Church for 2 consecutive years during Thanksgiving, hosting hot food and winter clothing distribution, turning from neighbors into work partners.
Bring a lot of volunteers, and we could a little bit relax on those days. So it has helped us a lot, and we feel very good about our our mutual work together.
We need to work together with different cultures and communities in the greater New York area. New York is a big city, and we have many different religion groups doing very meaningful things. By working together, we can help more people in need.
Although they are from different races and religion, they have the same ideal and compassion of helping the needy. Even though the pandemic is still ongoing, the efforts of these volunteers have let the people in need feel the warmth during Thanksgiving.
In 2018, a fire in Taoyuan caused a factory to collapse and the deaths of 6 firefighters. Among them, 22-year-old Lin Wei-Xi was the youngest firefighter. He was born in a volunteer firefighting family, and his grandmother is a Tzu Chi volunteer. Here's Wei-Xi's story.
Each step is very heavy and the heart is still tangled with emotion.
This is Wei-Xi's room. He always sleeps here.
This mother believes her son is like Winnie the Pooh in the way he falls asleep.
He's a little baby, so we want to call him Abao. When he was young, he was determined to be a policeman.
Keeping all the bits and pieces of Wei-Xi's life intact, he seems to have never left.
All his first grade exam papers are kept here. Look, he always got a top score.
He has a sense of duty and justice in school, and he encountered something or someone that needed help. He never resists acting.
When participating in national CPR and intubation competitions, he won first place in the country.
This is a special search and rescue training uniform. He finished his training but never had a chance to wear them because he died before they could be sent.
Speaking of his untimely death, his family is quite sad, but at the same time, they're also filled with a lot of pride. His death meant that a hero was lost, and his family reluctantly fulfilled his last wish, which was for organ donation.
Although the person is gone, his organs, his eyes, and his heart keep beating in this world, so we feel that he has not left us. He will always be with us.
Grandma Lin Xiaolu is a Tzu Chi volunteer. She inspired Wei-Xi to join a blood stem cell registry.
A Tzu Chi sister said that when Lin Wei-Xi was matched again, I said that you made me cry again as my grandson is gone. Today is just 100 days since he did organ donation. If you want him, Wei-Xi, to make Tzu Chi photos, I look at my bedside every night and able to find comfort, though I am still very sad.
Wei-Xi was born into a volunteer firefighting family. His father has been one for nearly 20 years, and his mother is a leader of the Women Advocacy Squadron.
He usually sees us like this and was inspired to do public service after graduating from high school. He told us that he was willing to take the fire department test.
Since he chose this road, he was very happy to be a firefighter. Of course, our family is very glad to support him.
In his name, his family donated an ambulance to his favorite fire brigade.
We just want to talk about taking donations from the community and using it for the good of society.
This familiar sound announces that he has completed his mission, though the memory of Wei-Xi will continue to forever safeguard and protect those in his community.
For 18 years, Tima has been hosting a regular free clinic service every 2 months in Gongliao, New Taipei City. For seniors with mobility issues, the medical team would visit their homes to provide care. Take a look.
The personal transportation service is provided by Tzu Chi when hosting the free clinic in Gongliao, New Taipei, over the past 18 years.
When we did a promotion before, we already knew that he needed to come, but he has mobility issues, so we asked a volunteer to give him a lift.
Considering the mobility of the elders, the medical team went out of the hospital, bringing professional equipment to the countryside to provide care for medical consultation.
Today is the first time Tzu Chi sisters brought follow-up patients here to do ultrasound. We also finished doing the checkup with the patients.
I've done exercise after the stroke. I've followed what the doctor told me to do. I dare not neglect him.
The visit is arranged once every 2 months to care for the seniors both physically and mentally. Volunteers also take care of the elders' appearance.
If we work to live, we will have money transaction, and there may be no sense of kinship with the customers. But when we come here to serve, we come here for the seniors, and they will be happy, and I'm happy too.
Dr. Sen has walked this path to see the patients for more than 10 years. His compassion for the patients never fades away. His path of practicing medicine is also the best example for his younger subordinates.
Everyone bears a heart of helping others, so this event can be successful.
I think helping others give me a feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction.
Giving is more blessed than receiving. The feeling of blessing will definitely add a bit of warmth to this winter.
A few years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers have been commissioned by the local government of Xikun Village in Fujian, China, to care for the rural villagers. In the pandemic, the medical team from Fuding Hospital continued the free clinic service.
In a slight drizzle, Tzu Chi volunteers are busy setting up the waiting shed. This day, the medical team of Fuding Hospital went to the countryside to conduct free clinic. The local volunteers in Xikun Village are busy with the preparation.
You are so compassionate and willing to come here. We also want to do our best to match with you.
Taking into account that during the epidemic, the gathering of patients should be avoided. This time, they have divided patients into different batches. This grandpa has been suffering from knee pain for a long time and unable to go to the city for medical treatment. This day, his symptoms have finally been relieved.
I do not need my family to bring me here, nor spend transportation fee to go to Fuding City to seek medical treatment. I come here instead. It's so convenient for me.
I'm very happy to be able to help those grandpas and grandmas, especially after they finish treatment, their pain was relieved, and then they thank us. I feel very proud of my work.
There are 8 specialties at the free clinic, and at the venue, ultrasound, electrocardiogram, and blood tests can also be performed. Many of the elderly's chronic diseases can be treated here.
When they go to the hospital for consultation, it feels like a bit separated. Here, as it is where they live, they're more willing to talk and communicate with us. In the hospital, they seem to be more cautious.
In addition to hosting the free clinic on campus, the medical team also went into the village to provide house calls, serving those patients who could not go out.
The doctors are very nice. They always come to our home to provide house calls and care for the patients. They don't care about dirty or anything.
When working in the hospital, some patients can come to seek medical attention, while some elderly people live too far to come. If the medical team can go to their place to help like this, I think the medical team is fulfilling their own responsibility.
No matter it is a rainy or sunny day, the free clinic in Xikun Village still continues. Although there may be language barrier between doctors and patients, the close contact has made the relationship between them even closer.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to head to Jiangsu, providing scholarship aid for students. It is hoped that with this aid, students can pursue their dreams without any worries. Here's the story.
The weather outside is less than 10 degrees Celsius. Shanghai Tzu Chi volunteers head to Subei once again to fulfill their promise to the students. Whether it's financial difficulties or sickness and poverty, every family has their own story. But the only thing that remained the same is the positive mindset of the children.
I'm very happy. My goal is to graduate soon so that I can head out and earn money for my family.
The main objective during this trip is to provide scholarship aid for 334 students from Taoyuan Senior High and Siyang Technical High School.
All of you have received education from your teachers and also love and care from society. In the future, when you head to university, all of you must contribute back to society and the country.
The students who have once received Tzu Chi scholarship aid have grown into adults now and have learned to have a turn of hands.
The students sitting here today made me think of myself. Back then, when I first met Tzu Chi, I really had a deep impression about the organization. The volunteers made me feel that the door in my heart has opened, and the road ahead seems much smoother.
In my current situation, I think I can contribute a little to help others in need.
The power of helping one another is so great that along the path of education, volunteers have been their greatest support.
I'm really thankful that you came to this small town and helped those in need.
The students are also able to spread the love they have and help other students in need. We hope that through this method, they can help one another more in their daily life.
This packet of scholarship aid contains the effort of many and endless blessings, enabling the students to pursue their dreams without any worries.
In Sabah, Malaysia, a couple have opened a vegetarian restaurant for 2 years. They have one goal, that is to promote vegetarianism to more people.
There are over 10 dishes every day. This vegetarian restaurant in Kapit has been operating for 2 years. The owner of this vegetarian restaurant is also a Tzu Chi volunteer. This couple is especially diligent when it comes to managing the restaurant.
Animals have lives too, right? They also have their own families. If we eat one vegetarian meal, we reduce 1 meal of eating meat. 200 vegetarian meal boxes can save 120 kilograms of pork and 38 chickens.
Although dine-in service is prohibited during the pandemic, that doesn't stop the customers from buying food from their restaurant.
Our customers are made up of big bosses, normal working people, Muslims, and even solitary seniors.
I'm used to coming here and buy vegetarian food. Sometimes I'll bring my friends here to enjoy vegetarian meals.
I come here and take out very often. There's a variety of dishes here, and the taste is delicious.
During the pandemic, the frontline medical workers in Sabah do not have a fixed time to have their meals. The restaurant owner will deliver the meal boxes to the Kapit General Hospital in person 3 times a week.
They are very busy and have no time to come out to buy their meals, so we try our best not to repeat the dishes in the meal box, letting them know that there's also a variety of delicious vegetarian dishes.
This couple encourages others to join in the ranks of adopting vegetarian with delicious meals so as to safeguard our planet.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Australia helped a woman to regain her feet after a family tragedy. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.